Meet Bucke FPS, aka Logan Eschenberg, aged at 22, known for qualifying World Cup with his dad coaching him, and having over $200,000 in Fortnite earnings. He recently just switched regions to compete in NASF and CS, hoping for an easy win. And let's just say it didn't go so well. Let's jump in and find out why he's such a hated player and his competitive past. Bucke has lots of connections with other pro players from being in multiple teams. NRG in 2021 getting dropped, Adrian in 2024 ended due to not having funds, Exceed in 2024, Swamp in 2025, and now recently just joined Dig. Is this because he's a brand risk, not high level player, or just asking for too much? Shortly after the World Cup, Fortnite Chapter 2 was released, and Bucke FPS was lining at Slurpy Swamp for FNCS warm-up. He decided to collude with a friend of his named Creo by trading Storm Surge together, benefiting them both, so they won't have to worry about dealing damage to other players. And as a result, they both got a 60-day ban, which many people thought was harsh, making them miss out on 2 major tournaments, and at the time they didn't have much income, so this was a big impact.
Listen, bro, I don't know how to tell you guys this, but that I did not cheat, bro. That was a smart strategy, bro, and it wasn't for money, bro. I was trying to win, bro.
Which is crazy looking back on it now, because what he was banned for in Fortnite is now literally normalised. The last FNCS showed Storm Surge trading live, and if you didn't trade Storm Surge, last FNCS like Clix's team, you were punished. Following the ban, leaving him with nothing to do in that time, this kickstarted his Twitch career, making him focused on streaming, gaining a significant audience due to being the opposite version of Ninja, raw and competitive. But we aren't here to see how he gained popularity, nor getting disqualified from tournaments, because I'm sure you know all about it. Bucke FPS past self was definitely good, but as more things impacted his life, like getting DQ'd from Copenhagen and kicked out of LAN tournaments, it starts to catch up to you, making the motivation fade. His best placements being first place at the Fortnite World Cup Solos Finals Tournament in 2019, and third place Chapter 2 Season 5 Grand Finals NA East. It started off in 2024 when Fortnite introduced a new region, NA Central, where a majority of Fortnite pro players would move to this region due to a bigger prize pool, as a result making it more competitive. Keyboard, Clix, Khanda, Bucke, and many more are all in this region, so you really have to be a top player to compete and make earnings. Bucke's main region before this was NA East, earning alone $190,000, which is most of his Fortnite earnings. He decided to move to compete in Dallas, giving him less ping, which other Fortnite players decided to do as well. It didn't go as expected though, because in 2024 was his second lowest year in competitive for earnings. Before making this big region switch, he played 3 FNCS tournaments with his trio, Ocus and Craze, winning 2 games placing 10th in week 1, then 12th and 14th, not getting anything better than his previous day. This trio was looking strong, making $400 in FNCS week 2 and 3 finals, but then had some rough placements following that in week 4, placing 47th and 26th. In week 5 day 1 they placed 10th, and ended up in 10th overall, qualifying them for grands, winning $800. FNCS Major 1 players placing 29th, and 129th, overall coming 57th. It looked like they didn't have a game plan and was getting grief. They knew they had to bring it back if they wanted to qualify, and it was all up to this. Game 4 they won, giving them instant call and placing first overall. In the FNCS group stages they placed 15th in Major 1 finals day 1 and 2, so overall 15th, earning $3,400. Poyo won that FNCS, and this was the time where Peerbot said himself he was in his prime, because he literally carried his trio, doing everything he can, being 14 points away from first place. This was also the time when Clix got his best FNCS grounds placements, third but still not on the level of Pete and Poyo battles. For his first tournament on the region, not the worst placement but also not game changer money. They went back at it again, but this time replacing Craze with Cam, a 19 times Cash Cup winner and also a controller player, making him have 2 out of 3 in the trio playing on controller. Managed to call grounds for FNCS Major 2 finals, placing 15th day 1 and day 2 25th, leaving them 18th in the alternative leaderboard, earning $1,700, so lower than the last performance. Since that last call, they didn't qualify any more times for FNCS Grand Finals on NA Central for 2025, which is shocking because this was in April, giving them multiple chances. They dropped Cams after that tournament and replaced him with Mason, who is a 7 times Grands player. In May, they placed 9th in FNCS Showdown Round 2, making $300, but after that the placements just fell off from there, not giving them any more chances in qualifying. But during that time he was playing on NA West. What many players would do is if they have high passion and want to make extra earnings, they would play multi-region. So Bucke decided in June 2025 to do exactly that and play NA West FNCS. would make you have a little extra ping, about 50 plus I believe, but that's nothing pros can't handle. He was playing with Mero and Okus. Week 1 day 1 they placed 13th, so not bad, but week 2 flopped it with placing 160th, but placing 23rd overall, making him go from Div 3 to Div 2. If you don't understand the division format for FNCS, I'll quickly explain it. When you first play, you're automatically put into Division 3, and based on how well you perform, if you get high enough placement, you're qualified into Div 2. Once in Division 2, you're with the more experienced players and the lobbies are harder. Eventually, if you do well enough, you enter Division 1 for a chance to call FNCS Grands. Division 2 week 2 they placed 1st, and then day 2 16th, so an alternative leaderboard 5th. They dropped Mero and Virgo was now in their trio. He is only 16 years old and has $40,000 in Fortnite earnings. Like I said, he was playing multi-region, so his main region was still in NA Central. So having Virgo in the trio, they placed 51st, 70th, and 55th, giving them no call. But on NA West, they placed 16th and 25th. In FNCS play-ins, overall placing 15th. It came down to the group stage, where they placed 6th, where the format as 1 win equals to qualify. But only 10 teams can qualify, the first 5 to win, then the teams who end up with the highest placement. Bucke didn't end up winning this time, but placed 6th, having the highest placement, giving him a chance to compete in grand finals. FNCS major finals took place this month, August 3rd, and he decided to move to NA West for a better advantage and lower ping.
Why I'm going to West, honestly, Central is very difficult this season. There's a lot of really good teams that aren't land qualified. Khanda, Bucke, Muzz, a lot of good teams. And I couldn't get a good drop spot at all. And West was looking a little too free, I'm not gonna lie. Epical's over there dominating the region right now somehow, so going over to West, feel really confident playing with Virgo and Okus. Me and Okus have the miracle story we still have to get done. You know, threats that people think like Mero and Epic will, I don't think they're going to be that good. We'll see. I don't want to jinx myself there.
He even called out Epic well, saying he isn't all that good. Epic was a 6 times FNCS winner, all of them being on NA West, and placed 3rd overall in World Cup solos. But people don't give him much credit just because of the region he plays on. Despite that, he can still put up a great fight. When Bucke moved, he was meant to be staying at Airbnb with an Ethernet connection, but because the Airbnb was showing fiber Wi-Fi with the neighbours, they couldn't set that up, making him have bad connection. So he had to play finals in the back of a Starbucks having 60 ping. I'm not sure 100% if this did happen, but that's a crazy story. People were saying he should have just stayed at home in Texas, and it genuinely might have been the better decision. With this all in mind, he placed 13th day 1, having 152 points, and day 2 5th, not getting any wins, still ended up earning $3,900. In the alternative leaderboard placing 7th, giving him no call to land, and this was his response. I wouldn't say it was a complete waste of a journey for him, just a learning experience to not underestimate your opponents, but also plan ahead with the whole Airbnb situation, but apparently that wasn't his fault because he called in advance. That's not where this story ends though. On NA Central, a player named Jukes threatened Peerbot, saying he's paying people to land on him because he griefed him into not qualifying grands. Well, that didn't happen, but Bucke took some inspiration from this, paying people to land on Epic Girls team in hopes of griefing them, and we actually have full proof of this. In this screenshot you can see Bucke paying this person $600. Just recently there was a Digland tournament a day after FNCS, and both Epic Girl and Bucke FPS were competing. To nobody's surprise, Epic pressed Bucke about the situation, telling him to pull out his phone, and let's just say he self-reported.
Open your phone, I'll open my phone.
No, my phone's dead. My phone's dead. I'm not gonna say things about that.
They've squashed the beef now and it's all cool, but Bucke really moved region just because he couldn't place on his own region NA Central and the players were too good for him. Then moving to NA West, paying someone to land on your opponent and still not placing top 5 after calling the region 3 isn't the best look. Let's see how we done in this LAN event. Akon managed to win, taking home $2,750. He didn't win FNCS but dominated in this event. Here are the list of all the pros that competed, so some serious competition. It was a creative format with 20 rounds in total. I'm not sure how the money format was made, but I believe it was $1,000 for a win in round 2. Bolts came second with $2,350, getting 2 wins and good kills throughout. Third place was Khanda, showing why he's still not a player to be slept on, and a great IGL. Peeble placed 7th, winning $1,150, but was doing a side challenge with Aussie Antics the host, where every kill was worth $100. I believe he walked away earning $3,000 in total. And 8th place was Bucke FPS, earning $1,150 as well. He managed to win a round against all these top players, even killing Zen and Peeble right after each other, showing he's not a bad player. And to get to this event, Bucke drove for 16 hours because he was still playing in NA West, but luckily he still performed well. People are claiming it as Bucke's first slam win. I don't know if it actually counts because it's not official with Fortnite, but it's still something to be proud of. His last tournament on NA Central was the Performance Evolution Cup, placing top 443. I think going into this next FNCS he'll stick playing for NA West since there's less competition but less money. This season is now said to be duos for competitive, so I'm guessing Bucke will duo up with Ocus. Let's hope they have a good performance. And this video is not in any way to hate on Bucke or shame him. I literally rep 313 in my epic name, and he's one of my favourite pros. It just shows the Fortnite skill gap is always increasing over time, and that eventually all the old pros can't keep up. But having a good image plays a big role. Because Bucke was disqualified from a Fortnite LAN, apparently inappropriately talking to a Blast employee, leaving his team at Ocus to play as a solo. And he's had multiple bans and incidents with Fortnite in the past, but seems to have cleared up now. Bucke is also a Fortnite streamer who promotes gambling and streams it live with paid sponsors, which obviously doesn't give him the best reputation in the community, but if that's what he likes to do, then we can't knock it. Let's just hope Bucke has a good end to 2025, and let me know your thoughts on this player and others. Make sure to like and subscribe. See you next video. Peace.